Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Hey. We're getting ready to have this 90-day fiance chat. Y'all get ready. Come on now. Come on in the room. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and come on. We're going to be right back after we play this intro as we have a conversation about 90-day fiance. Let's get ready to talk. We'll see y'all right back here in a few seconds.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina Nicole is a special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Like that, we are back.
We are back. Yes, we are.
Oh my goodness. All right, you guys. If you guys have not seen 90 Day Fiance, you guys want to tune in. Now, we're going to have a talk over here, just like we're sitting on the sofa at everybody's house all together. We're going to have this conversation.
Yes, we are.
Because this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. We do want to welcome you all back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Remember, this is the fun channel, the fun-loving channel. We love to have conversations about these reality shows, but we're not about the mess.
We're not. We don't mess with the mess. The mess is.
We'll mess with the mess.
The mess is. This is not the mess channel, so we're not going to turn it into one either. We're going to leave it the way it is. That way, don't mess with the mess. So if you're going to be in the mess, we're going to have to do something to you. So just be careful what you say in the chat.
We're going to love on you first. We're going to give you a love warning.
Yes.
You guys, but let's go ahead and say hello to all of you. Thank you, Erin, for putting all this beautiful information in the chat. Erin is the best, and I love her ears. Listen, Erin, you tell me what these ears are again. What? Tell the viewers what these ears
we need an explanation, honey.
These are Epcot's 40th. They're from last year, and they have their Pride thing on there as well.
Awesome.
I always have my Pride blanket up, but I also have my Pride ears with the 40th today.
Love it. I love it. And she's always cute as a button. I'm telling you, she was always so cute. You guys, thank you all so very much. Thank you, Erin. Hey, Maureen. Hey, Maureen and Kathy. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you. Hey, Derek. How are you?
Hey, Derek.
Hey. Thank you for being here. All right, now we're going to say hello to all of you as you come on into the room. Let's go ahead and have a conversation. And remember, immediately following this episode of 90 Day Fiance, come right on back here at 7:30 because we're also going to be having a conversation about church news. Now, there's some stuff going on in the church sector, the church world. There's a lot of people talking about some things that's going on. We're going to cover some conversations, a little bit about that as well. So I invite you back to the channel here. And remember, it's not about the negativity. It's really about how we can get some correction and our thoughts and opinions on what some of these things are happening, right? Dustin, this 90 Day Fiance, let me tell you, I was really happy to see a lot of it. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you since this is your channel, your program. Dustin, where are we starting today? What's the conversation starting with?
Thank you, Juice. But I want to hear what you had to say before I started, if that's okay. So if you had what you ever had to say, go ahead and say it before I start, please.
Listen, I'm just going to bounce around here, but Igor and Nikki, I know, Jonathan, we like saving them for last, but I just got to jump right in here with them. I don't even know if we had them on a opening where we were talk about them.
But we have not this whole season. We haven't had them on opening, so we can start with them.
We can.
So, Jonathan, let me tell you, Igor listened to his friend, and his friend was like, you have got to get your masculinity on.
Right.
With this. And I thought when they were in the car, I was like, Igor, you coming in strong. And then when they ran a clip that his friend was saying, you got to come in more masculine and show her basically who's the boss, I kind of felt a little bad for Nikki for a second. Jonathan, I know the face.
Okay.
For a second. I just said for a second. And then I realized what he was trying to do, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, Igor!" But then I love how they did finally get to a nice place where he said, "Okay, let's hug it out" and so forth. But let me. That's where I want to start. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about Igor and Nikki.
Well,
First of all, oh, go ahead, Dustin. Go ahead.
first of all, they're not gonna make it. I just feel a certain way about it, and they're not gonna make it till the tell. I bet you by the season, by the tell part one, which is gonna be in a couple of weeks, I don't think they're gonna make it because he's got some stuff that he's not telling her, and I could feel it. I can feel it. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it.
Oh,
So
oh,
we're gonna wait and see what happens at this tell-all, and I don't feel like they're gonna be together. I feel like they're gonna be apart by the end of the tell-all. That's just me and my opinion about that.
wow. He don't think they're gonna make it. Okay, all right. Jonathan, go ahead. Then I'm gonna come over to Aaron. Hey, Michelle.
But before I give my thoughts on Nikki and Igor, I must acknowledge this fit that Regina is serving. She's serving us Gangsta Boo, and I am loving all of it with the Adidas sweatshirt and the cap. Like she's serving streets with this evening. I'm loving it. But anyway, um,
Thank you.
yeah, I love the fact that Igor let Nikki know you only think about yourself.
He
Because
did.
I've been saying about Nikki since episode one. You only
Hmm.
think about yourself. Now, Nikki was saying, "Well, I acknowledge you. I touched you last night, and I said, come to bed, and all because of, like, no, like you on a
No,
regular basis, on a daily basis, it's all about Nikki. The world revolves around Nikki
he
and
said
her
that.
fantasy. So I
Hmm.
love the fact that he brought this to her attention. Of course, she's not going to acknowledge that fact. Of course, she's going to say, I don't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you, and all this good stuff. And I love the joke that Igor said, oh, ooh, I like that ASS. And, Nikki, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the horse. I love his sense of humor. And I love to hear him speak English. The way that he tries to put his
I love
sentences
it.
together, like, it's just so adorable to me. And
Hmm.
I'm just reminded of the fact that I really want to see Igor with a woman that he can be completely in love with. And I'd love to see Nikki with a trans attracted man who she can be really in love with. And maybe I can see another side of Nikki and see Nikki truly happy. I want to see people happy. Now, I was happy to see that they kind of made up at the end of the horseback
Yeah,
riding thing, and
yeah.
that's always nice to see. And I will
Very
say
nice.
though, in the preview for the next episode, Nikki looked absolutely gorgeous at
Mhm.
their engagement party. I have
Love
to
it.
I have to point that out. But yes, I was so happy that Igor brought to Nikki's attention that everything is about her, and
He did.
everything cannot just be about her.
He
And
Mhm.
did.
I'm glad that she got that reality check today.
I
I
love
think
it. I love it. Michelle said this, and then I'm come to let me come to Aaron for a second, Dustin. Michelle said
okay.
Igor was showing his manhood. LOL.
Okay,
I
put
felt
some bass in his
sorry.
voice.
She said, she said, I know. She said, I felt sorry for Nikki when they were in the car. See, Michelle, that's what I told Jonathan also. I felt bad. Dustin, go ahead, and then I'm coming back down to
I
Aaron.
feel bad for I felt bad. I do agree with Jonathan on this. She
Yeah.
did she did look beautiful, and I hope everything works out for her. But I just got this funny feeling, and that's all I was going to say to that. But I
Okay.
do think that hopefully I hope that they make it. I really do. But I just got this feeling, and I got a
I
deep
know.
feeling that they're not going to. I hope
I
they do
know.
though.
I think the main reason why I noticed Nikki's beauty in that shot of the engagement party is because she didn't have the pink lips. Those pink lips really
Yes.
accentuate the largeness of her lips, and whenever she's wearing something clear, it looks more reasonable. It looks like
It looks
it
Hmm.
more
might actually
it
fit
looks
her
more
face.
natural.
So yeah, it
It looks
looks
more.
more natural. Yes, doesn't
Mhm.
look quite as humongous Lisa Rinna type of big lips. So
Don't
go ahead,
compare us to
Aaron. Though I just
Aaron,
had to
Lisa
point that
Rinna,
out.
please. Lisa
Aaron,
Rinna.
chime in, chime in. He don't went all the way back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with Lisa Renna.
I know.
Aaron, man.
I think Nikki's lips might be bigger than Lisa Rinna's.
I think they're bigger than Lisa Renna's. Mhm.
Yes, thank you.
I know you were waiting for Bianca to be in the chat. She's in the chat, Regina, and
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that reminder.
and I was really happy that Igor kind of acted like he was fighting for their relationship in the car. So I saw that very differently. I didn't really get that upset for Nikki because I saw it as him fighting for them, and I was really excited. And for him to have that and to really show how much he does love her by fighting for it and showing his manhood. And I saw it as that. I also saw it as him looking at the future more, and I wonder if that will lead more into what Dustin sees as them not being together, because he's now looking at the rest of his life with her, and he looks like he's calculating, can I do this, and is she the right person? And so I'd be interested to see next week how their engagement party goes. They look really happy at it. They both look gorgeous, and he is smiling when she's singing with his family, and I'm really looking forward to that in the car. I was thrilled. I love that he is funny, and we can see what Nikki fell in love with his sense of humor.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I was excited for him to get angry in the car almost, because I felt like it was fighting for their relationship.
Oh, that's nice to look at it. That's really nice how you saw that. That that he was fighting for them to work out. I love that. Hey, Brian, over here on Instagram. I'm sorry I don't share the Instagram, but if you come over here on my YouTube channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, look for the red mug and microphone. You could be added to the panel over there. Okay. Thank you.
Regina, I want to piggyback off of what Aaron said really quickly. I saw it the same way, Aaron, because he said we want to be in a healthy relationship. We want to be on the same page. And that's what I want. That's what I desire. And Igor is telling her, if you get out of the realm of everything's about Nikki and consider me for once, we can be in a healthy relationship. And that's what he was trying to fight for. So yes, I did see that as well, Aaron.
And I did like that he did point out those things to her. He said, I make you breakfast, I do this, I do that. And then she said, well, I'm your guest. I'm here. When we get back to the States, it's going to be different. Nikki, no, because you're there with him as a fiance, and when you get back to the States, the way you acted as a fiance may be the way you still act when you get back to the States. So if you're going to act like a fiance in his country, then get up and help that man do some of those things.
Maybe she may act like a no. She's going to be the exact same Nikki. Does Nikki strike you as a cooking and cleaning type of woman around the house that's taking care of that? No. You cook for me. You do this for me. I'm sitting back drinking my lemonade while you are my servant. That's what Nikki's giving. Okay?
Well, she spends all that time getting that makeup done, so that's where all her time is going.
She's doing her makeup like a drag queen, taking 3 hours. Girl, it don't take all that. But
Michelle GM said, I would like to see that as well, Jonathan. That would be nice to see both of them with someone to make both of them happy.
Yes.
And
that
she
would
also
be
said,
a breath of fresh air.
Right, because we do want both of them to look real happy. And I got to say this. Let me tell y'all, Igor was giving me super runway model, and he was in the car with those shades on. I love his shades and that hair done up just right. He was looking like New York runway model, Calvin Klein, somebody hire this man. Because I'm like, Igor.
Yes, like he's dressed in the dapper down Gucci, Louis Vuitton, like he's upper echelon. Like we see what Nikki saw in him. Like we see that. We understand it, Nikki.
I could see him.
But when she said he can't find anyone better than her, I said, Nikki, you putting 20 on 10. You putting 20 on 10, girl. I wouldn't have that big old head if I was you. I'm not trying to comfort her, Aaron. I'm just saying, like we can't have we can't be that we can't have that much of a big head about ourselves to think that we're irreplaceable, because we're all replaceable.
That's true. Go ahead, Aaron. That's true, Jonathan. That's true.
I think it's true. We're all replaceable, but I like that she has the self-confidence, because she's talked about how the past she hasn't had that confidence in relationships.
Oh, I forgot that. Yes.
So I took it as good for her. She's finally confident in this relationship. she's confident she's the right person for him, and if you're going to marry somebody, you want that confidence. So
Now she did pat it a little bit by saying she doesn't think she can find anything better than him. So
yeah,
I did like the fact that she said that she feels that way about him, because again,
yeah,
he is her fantasy.
yeah.
That is her
Mhm.
fantasy. So she did
Mhm.
pat it a little bit by saying that first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she made sure to put that in there though. I don't think
Okay,
you can find
we
nobody.
still heard it.
You gonna find nobody better than me. But you know what? We gonna see now. Dustin, Michelle is agreeing with you in the chat. She don't think that they're gonna make it.
Oh,
But
that's
Thank you,
good.
Michelle. I'm
I
so
hope
glad.
they
mhm,
What a
don't.
great,
I
great
hope they
woman.
don't.
yeah, she's not sure if they would make. Okay, Bianca. Bianca, Aaron, make sure. Can I please get her correct YouTube? It's just showing
Yes,
Bianca here, and I need the exact one.
I
Email it
got
to me, please. Thank you, so that I can add her. Great, Bianca. We're gonna take care of that and put you on. Thank you. All right, so you guys, let's talk. Can we talk now next about Jasmine and Gino?
Oh my lord, I was gonna go there anyway. There, yeah.
Can we go
She,
ahead,
I feel like.
Dustin?
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like she's gonna make it, but their relationship. I hope they make it, but their relationship is on thin ice,
Uh-huh.
in
Uh-huh.
my opinion, because
Uh-huh.
she hided this taking money from her ex for a very long time, and Gino was very upset, and he said something about his. Uh, Jasmine got very upset at him for saying something about his ex-wife,
Uh-huh.
and and he this was a mess all the way around, and I just felt like that their relationship is on thin ice.
It is. I feel it's on thin ice too. But then again, if you
I
put
feel
enough,
like they're gonna make it, but
if
I think if they make it, they're gonna need some therapy.
yeah, but you know what? I was happy to see Jasmine say on camera that she was wrong. I love
I was too. I was
I
too.
love I
I
loved
was
it.
glad to see it that she
I
was
love that
wrong.
she was saying that. Listen, she was like, okay, I was wrong, and if I don't want him talking to his ex, I shouldn't be talking to my ex. And let me tell y'all, Jasmine, I wanted to give Jasmine the biggest hug, and just hug her so much and tell her, Jasmine, I'm so proud of you. When she was sitting in the bathroom and she called the ex-boyfriend on the phone and gave that
Uh, but
beautiful message to him.
I'm
And
just gonna. Oh,
it was the end. And she's like, okay, this is the end. This is what I'm going to have to do because I have to put Gino first. He's my priority. I think she elevated. Come on, what
yeah,
y'all think?
I was so it kind of made me emotional on that part because
Yeah.
I didn't think she was ever going to do that. But for me to see her, that's maturity to me because she's matured with him, dealing with him. So she's a little bit different now than I remember her being before. But I'm so happy to see her pro- progress uh, with Gino, and that shows me that she's trying, at least trying to be there for him,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully the continuation of their marriage is going to continue. But
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we see her on happily ever after this season.
Right. I love that. I love that. All right. So Michelle says this. She says, Igor is a very nice looking man. He came for that part of the assignment.
Okay. Yes.
I love that. I love that.
Okay.
All
Pass.
right.
Okay. 100%. Okay.
He passed.
A
He
plus
passed.
plus.
I
Okay.
know, right? He passed with flying colors. He did. He did. Hey, Brian, I see you down in the green room. Give me a few seconds, okay? Hang tight there, all right? Thank you. All right, so Aaron, go ahead and tell me your thoughts on Igor.
on Jasmine and Gino, I just love them. I'm so invested in them. So I know that I'm biased. I'm
Mhm.
sorry,
It's
Jonathan. I
okay.
am. I just
It's
want them
okay. It's totally
together.
fine.
But I like that they fought, and this time they resolved it a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it was very serious in the kitchen and very intense, and I was very nervous. And I'm like, I don't like where this is going. I want them to calm down. But I like that they did separate. Within 30 minutes, they were back in
Yeah,
the same room
yeah.
having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
They were not yelling, they were having a
A
conversation. And Gino
conversation.
got, I love that. I love that it shows growth in their relationship. That's the fastest turnaround I think we've seen with them. So I was impressed. I was so happy for that. Like that moment, I was like, "Oh yay!"
I loved it. I
And
loved
I
it.
loved how Jasmine, for the first time, really seemed like she was hearing what Gino meant because I didn't think his
Yes.
words were great, but
Mm-hmm.
she could. I think we all knew what he meant, and she knew what he meant, and she took it from there.
What
And
he
she
meant by
was right.
what, Aaron? What he meant by
Like
what?
about the not talking to her ex anymore, and really
Mhm.
separating that bond and making their relationship a priority
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
making it even because she's asked this of him in the past
Mm-hmm.
and he has done it. It was her turn to step up and not make any more excuses because in the past when he said it, she has made excuses.
Yeah.
And now for the first time she said, "You know what? I hear you. I receive it, and I think you're right. I'm ready."
Mm-hmm. I know. I love it. I love it. Listen, I think these two, I think Gino and Jasmine gonna be around for a long time. I
Yeah.
really do. I think they're great. You guys, we're gonna pause for a real quick second. We've got a guest in the green room that wants to come up and say hello. Let's see if they are interested in this 90-day fiance chat. And then we'll continue the conversation. Okay. You guys say hello to Brian Cooper. Hey Brian, how are you?
Hi. It feels good to be here.
Thank you for being here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show.
Thank you for
My
being here.
first time on a talk show.
Yes. I love it that you're here. Listen, I normally have just the 4 panels on here, but I did want to bring you up, tell you I did get your inbox. Thank you so very much for that. And we're going to be having more conversations about what you're doing and the topic that you wanted us to discuss. But I really appreciate it. So I wanted to bring you up with that. Anything you wanted to say on the 90-day fiance?
Well, okay, so okay, I was completely lost there when you guys were talking about it. I mean, it's my first time.
I know. You're
Yeah,
okay. You're okay, Brian. I thank you so much for being here with us, though. I appreciate it. You can hang out a little bit with us here. But
I'm more than welcome.
okay, sure. And if you want to chime in, please do. Please remember to respect the guidelines. We just don't do any cursing on here. I know I'm not saying you do, but I'm just giving the forefront. Okay, the
Yeah,
information.
I'll try to watch myself. I tend to slip, but I'll try to watch myself.
All right. Thank you again, Brian, for being here. Appreciate you. All right, you guys. So back to 90-day fiance. I think Jasmine and Gino are going to make it. I think they're going to be, happy. I think we're going to see them in their old age still being Gino and Jasmine. I
I
do.
think we are too.
Agreed.
Mhm.
And can I go really quickly?
Yes.
Every week, Jasmine proves why she is my favorite female on this show. I
Uh-huh.
love her mood swings. She went from "I should have asked my ex. I should have asked him. That's my biggest regret. I should have got with him. I should have done it." And
Oh,
then,
Well, I think some people with mood swings can sometimes act like that a little bit. I tend to act a little crazy myself. I can admit to that.
right, and I love to see it because on the flip side, she can be so endearing. She can be so
yes.
nice. She can be so caring at the same time. Now, I
Mhm.
appreciate the fact that Jasmine acknowledges her faults. However, the way that Gino acknowledged the fact that he sent her nudes to his ex and his ex sent her nudes to her employer. She got fired as
Hey,
a
Miss
Yeah.
result.
Cynthia.
And the fact that his response to that was, "Well, did you do something to make her want to do that?" Why is that your response? When on the flip side, you could say, "That was the biggest mistake
Happy
of my
birthday
life.
to
I should
Bianca.
not have done that. I invaded your privacy. That is not something that someone who loves you would do that to you. I am forever regretful for doing that for you." But no. It wasn't that. It was, "Well, what did you do to make her do it? Did you not acknowledge the fact that you actually sent your girlfriend's news to your ex?" Like,
Yes.
and I'm thinking
Well,
the
I
reason why he
think,
did that
Hold
is
on,
because
Brian. 1 second. Go
I'm thinking
ahead.
the
oh,
reason why he did that is because maybe he wanted to show her off and say, "Oh, well, look who
He
I
did.
got." You know what I'm saying? And so, and I understand the emotion behind Jasmine sending that beautiful message to her ex Dan, because in about a couple of episodes ago, I was able to see Dan for myself, and I would admit that I would probably be emotional as well if I was parting ways with a fine man like that. So it is what it is, but I'm glad that Jasmine is doing the work. I don't see Gino doing the work nearly as much. I'm not saying that he's not invested in the relationship. I'm just saying he doesn't put in nearly as much effort as Jasmine does. And that's an imbalance that I have an issue with, because I feel like Jasmine is all in and Gino has one foot in and one foot out the door. Not to say that he would leave her. I'm just saying I don't see his effort, and that upsets me.
All right, go ahead, Brian. And then I'm going to come over to Dustin.
Well, I think, to point to what you're saying, JoJo, I just think, Gino, yeah, I think he needs to put in a little bit more of his effort a little bit. I mean, you got people who know how to do that. You got some people who don't. It's just like people owning up to their wrongdoings. You got people who do it, people who don't. Take Nene coming for Phaedra, for an example, when she told Phaedra at the season 5 reunion of the Atlanta Housewives that, how Phaedra needed to own up to her wrongdoings, especially when they were on that boat in South Africa. And how she brought Marlo on the show. It was like so crazy. And Marlo Hampton, she's from the upper echelon, like from St. Petersburg, Florida. We all know that, to those who have seen the Housewives,
Yes, and I love the Housewives show, and we do a recap on Married to Medicine and Potomac on Monday. So thank you for chiming in about that, Brian. Beautiful. Dustin, your thoughts?
My thoughts are this: I think that they're gonna make it. I just feel like that they're gonna have to do some soul searching. Gino and Jasmine. I'm talking about Gino and Jasmine. I feel like they're gonna have to do some soul searching and some therapy down the line, where they're gonna or they're gonna have to part their ways. I hope not don't come to that, but I feel like they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to do some kind of therapy. So
yeah, they
like
are.
they
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dustin. I'm gonna come down to you, Aaron. Now, I will say this: I was really nervous when Jasmine was talking to Gino with that knife in her hand, cutting him. That I mean, I was so glad that she, but the producer, them shady producers, they count how many times they zoomed in on that.
A good close up, honey. A
Oh
good one.
my goodness! And she was getting so beat red, and she was so mad. And Gino kept his composure. Now back to what you said, Jonathan. Then I'm going to throw it down to Aaron. Gino, when he made the statement, I get what he was saying. He was basically saying, did you push her to a limit or something, or add anything to that, or did she just come for you for herself? Because Jasmine has shown herself to do some things, so, allegedly, we'll say. So maybe that's all he was saying. And I get how Jasmine was upset, because if she didn't, then she's feeling like Gino's not even taking her side. He's taking the ex-wife side. So I see both sides. It's hard to really navigate that part right there, but I'm glad they were able to get over that and just say, listen, no more exes for either one of us. Aaron, your thoughts on Jasmine and Gino?
I had given my thoughts already, so I'm pretty good.
All right.
Did Gino ever apologize to Jasmine for doing that to her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. He did. They had a nice little conversation in the bathroom. Go ahead, Dustin.
I want to go to Sophie and Rob.
Started, Dustin. Started.
Well, this is a hot. This is gonna be a long talk here today, because I'm very frustrated. She went and went to the hotel because of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's trying to blame him, or I feel like he's trying to blame her because of his actions. So he's the only one that's doing the actions. So she's not happy. So I don't see them getting married at the end of the 90 days. He even said I can go up to the last day on the visa to get married. And he was sitting there in the laundromat talking to these people about his fiance, soon to be wife, or whatever you want to call it. But they're not gonna, because they're sitting there. She's sitting in a hotel, and they're gonna. She's not happy. Like I always says on here on this platform, if you're not happy, why you get married?
You right, Dustin. Mm-hmm. You right. Listen, y'all know y'all done got Aaron's feathers ruffled. Brian, go ahead and chime in. Then I'm going to come over to Aaron.
Well, I have to agree with what he just said. sometimes you got people who question themselves, on why did you get married, how did you get married, and I mean, again, it leads back to taking accountability, being responsible, or being committed. If you're willing to be committed to somebody, you really got to actually show that person that you are. I mean, my mom even told me a little bit about relationships. I mean, you got to take it easy. You got to take it slow. You got to know what you want, because if you don't, you're going to make some pretty tough decisions. And even when you're not, you're still going to slip up. So, and I think according to like Rob or anyone, like they need to grow up. They need to obviously like stop. And that's another thing too. I can't stand it when someone just can't take no accountability and they just blame the other person, not themselves. Because I see that a lot every single time when people just don't take no accountability. And this is what Candy was talking about. You got to take accountability. To say you're sorry is one thing, but you got to put action behind into what you're saying in order for people to believe and
absolutely,
what you're talking about. And that's why I always said, ain't no sense you sitting there lying. Just tell the truth. Because if you telling one lie, you telling 20 more to cover the one you told.
All right now, Brian. That's right. I love that. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Yeah, because it's like when you lie to people, that makes them doubt everything you ever said from that point on, from the time you ever so much as said it. May as well just tell the truth and own it and mean it. Because I mean, if you don't own it, if you can't be honest with yourself, how are you gonna be honest with how you gonna be honest with other people? Another thing too, sometimes you gotta learn how to be by yourself. If you can't be by yourself, what you gonna do with somebody else if you think about getting married or you don't know it?
I know. Thank you so much, Brian. Aaron, these chats in here. Yes, and then I got to come down to Aaron. Go ahead, Dustin, real quick.
I do want to say that I agree with you. I don't know what your name is. I'm sorry, you must be new here. Is it what's the name?
Brian.
All right, I agree with you. What you just said. But I feel like the same way. Me and you are in the same boat tonight. We agreeing here on this situation because I don't feel like they're gonna make it at all. See?
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. These comments, girl. These comments. Aaron first said Rob is awful. He needs to grow up. She also said Rob is talking to his friends like he is in high school. Like she can talk, she can think what she wants, but I'll do what I want. She also says Sophie needs to find a real man. Maybe Rob's friend can help her find a real man, a real grown up. Aaron, you just being so naughty in the chat. But tell us your thoughts on this.
I don't like Rob.
Clearly. We know this is episode 1, okay? Since episode 1.
We can see that. Go ahead, Aaron. Tell us.
Every episode gets worse. And I'm like, okay, I thought those friends would maybe talk him down. They looked like they thought Rob was crazy too. Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Like, be a grown up. He's doing his laundry, first of all, wrong. He didn't even add like the detergent. This is Karen. The man doesn't even know how to do laundry. He cannot get married. He also needs a job.
Oh my
god! I don't know how he afforded the coins at the laundromat because that man don't have a job. And that's probably why he didn't have the detergent to put in the laundry. I hope he didn't watch any of her clothes. She has really nice clothes. I don't want him to ruin anything. That was very fun. And I really did love Sophia and her mom sitting down. I loved how her mom didn't push Sophia for the answer. Yes. She just asked her. And Sophia really looked like for the first time, she was like, I want to marry Rob, but I'm seeing things that maybe I can't marry Rob.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. Wrongly happy because I was overjoyed. I was probably like you were if Igor dumps Nikki. I was that excited, Jonathan. I was like, there's light. She's seeing the light. Run, go home with mommy.
Very cracks me up.
I agree with you, Aaron. I agree with you.
Find you a better man. I promise you're gorgeous. And Rob just annoyed me the whole episode.
Oh wow!
Again.
Rob is so annoying.
Oh
I
wow.
feel like, then again, Aaron, I completely agree with you about what you're saying about the woman who you said can see what she wants to marry Rob for and what she can't. Especially the part where you said where she can't marry him is because she's practically saying that he's no good for her, or that he's just, again, like I said, not too committed into what he wants. A man
Mhm.
who doesn't know what he wants, you really shouldn't commit yourself to getting married if, again,
Right.
you don't know, or you cannot
Mhm.
just, you know.
I know. I love that. Thank you, Brian. So, you guys, we've got 30 minutes left. Let's talk about these other three couples while we still have this time up here. I want to say this real quick. We have not seen Nick and Devin. Or did
I
I
think
miss?
they're on their honeymoon. I don't
Okay.
think I don't think we're gonna see them until the tell all.
Okay, so that's why we have not really been saying too much about them. We have not seen them. You guys, Manuel and Ashley. Let me go over to Manuel. I'm sorry, Erin. You had something you wanted to say?
Did Jonathan get to talk about?
Oh, Jonathan, did you talk about? I'm sorry, about Sophie and Rob.
No, no, not yet. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Go ahead.
'Cause
Sorry,
I
sorry,
first
Gigi.
have to acknowledge the eye candy in the room. Rob's friends, Birds of a Feather, clearly flocked together. Okay, because yes, they were very nice to look at. But anyways, Rob is a lost cause to me. And Rob unfortunately shows us the negative side of how some Black men operate in relationships,
Oh,
and why
good point.
that can be not really good looking. But that's how some Black men operate. And well, I won't consider that just Black men. That's men in
Right.
general.
Mm-hmm.
How
Thank
some
Yeah.
men in general operate. I'm just saying Black because I'm Black, but some men in general operate in relationships. They don't put their full self into the relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't take any responsibility for anything that they do.
Yeah.
And he's taken no responsibility for anything
Yeah.
that he's done to that woman. And I love, just like you said, Regina, I love the fact that Sophie's mother just gives her opinion, allows Sophie to make her decision on her own because she knows that
Aaron
Sophie is
said
a grown woman. She makes her own decisions. So I'm glad that Sophie's mother is, although she is pushing it, and I would be too, if I was Sophie's mother, I would be pushing it as well, letting her know this is not good for you. You don't want to
that.
see yourself 10 years down the line being stuck with this man who ain't probably still ain't got no job. You still walking outside to get to the bathroom. You're still in a one space little garage looking thing like that. So I love Sophie's mother. I will just say that. And I'm glad that she's going to come out to her mother in the next episode.
Yeah.
I was a little bit upset with the fact that she told Rob before she told her mother. I thought that
Really?
that upset me a little bit because of the relationship that she has with her mother. Because they seem so
Oh,
close to one
Right.
another, I would think that she would have told her mother by now. But it is what it is. It seems like they're going to have a really healthy conversation about that on the next episode. So I
I
can't
do
wait to
agree
see it.
with Jonathan on that one. I was pretty shocked that she told Rob before she told the mother. I thought maybe she would tell the mother before she told Rob, and I
Yeah.
was pretty shocked when that was told to Rob
okay.
before. Yeah, I was pretty shocked with that. So,
All right, so let's move on. We've got to get to Ashley and Manuel. I want to say this about Rob and Sophie, though. I think Rob and Sophie, I don't see them together. I see
Me.
this being a whole future problem, especially that the mom has so much negativity at the start of the relationship. It'll be hard for the mom to really get to a place where she really puts aside all that negativity. It's there for a reason. So I'm not sure if this couple is really going to make it. But I am going to keep watching and we'll see what happens. That's all I have to say about those two. I do want to get over to Manuel and Ashley, though. Manuel and Ashley, and I'm gonna start this one off. This Ashley and Manuel. I love how Ashley will plan out nice things because it lets me know she listens to Manuel.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that he likes these things and she goes out her way to set them up and surprise him. And he's so overjoyed and overwhelmed when he's there in it. But I wish Ashley would learn to let him enjoy it
Hmm.
because they get to have conversations that
Mm-hmm.
take him out of the enjoying the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ashley needs to say, okay, we're going to enjoy. This is going to be how it is. And we're going to go home and then we'll talk about the other stuff. Because my thought was he's there seeing the great Niagara Falls, thing that he thought he would never get an opportunity to do, and he's there, and now his memories of it is going to be, I argued with Ashley at this Niagara Falls that I wanted to see. So I think these two are going to make it, but it's going to be a rocky road, I think, allegedly. I'm gonna come on down to Aaron. Let me have you start this time, Aaron. What's your thoughts on Manuel and Ashley?
I don't think Ashley meant for it to turn so badly, but I do think that you got to step back and enjoy the moment. And she's so focused on getting him to realize her side
Yeah.
that she does not step back and just take it easy. I think by the end, she really was on the boat and stuff like that. But even on the boat, when she's like the marrying thing on the boat, I would have just taken a breath with him, because marriage is the rest of your life, and it's not about the actual day of. She's worried about the day of versus the lifetime commitment she's making. Almost, it feels like. And I worry about that. I do think they're going to be together. I think they're going to go down that aisle. I think that he's willing to work with her, and I think that's a huge part. We've seen him grow in that way, and I love that he's growing. I still hope they go to therapy just to resolve some of the issues that they don't talk about, and to get a little bit more out of the bedroom and to get more onto the couch and talk. But
We'll see. All right, I'm gonna come over to Dustin, then Jonathan, and then down to Brian. And we've got two more couples we want to talk about. We've got 15 minutes. Dustin, go ahead and share your thoughts on Manuel and Ashley.
Did you guys see the part when she got she started talking about money, and then it all got in a big uproar about the money talk? And I don't know who brought up the money part, but he got in a big uproar about money issues, and I don't feel like they're gonna make it at all, and I hope they do. Like I said, Aaron said, hope they make it, but I just feel like they're gonna, if they do this marriage and they go through with it, I feel like they're gonna be suffering in the long run.
Jonathan, your thoughts?
I love seeing Manuel happy. I really just love seeing the smile on his face. I love seeing him jovial. When he saw his friend Jonathan, I love seeing that. When he saw that they were riding up to Niagara Falls, I love seeing that. My favorite part of their scenes was when they were on the boat and he said, "Close your eyes and take my hand." Like, I want my man to say that to me. You know what I'm saying? That's so sweet. It's so loving. I just love Brian. That's just who I am. But I kind of cringed when they were on the boat and she said, "Are we really doing this? Are we getting married?" And they're like, "Why are you so unsure? Why do you still have this question?" Because in my mind, Manuel has no questions whatsoever. He's ready to walk down that aisle, commit himself to you, and that's that. But I understand why Ashley might have some reservations concerning the wedding itself, but she's so one-track minded about it. And that's what her main issue is. And I just hope, I don't know what will help them to get better. I do still see them walking down the aisle. As I've said in episodes past, I don't see why she would leave him. I don't see why he would leave her. So I do think that they will make it down the aisle. And I just hope that they can make each other happy. And also, you mentioned that Ashley listens to Manuel. I noticed that as well. It doesn't seem like Manuel listens to Ashley, which is also another issue. So I hope that in the future, he can learn how to have an ear for his woman.
I love it. Thank you. Brian, your thoughts on Manuel and Ashley?
Well, I can agree with Jonathan and Aaron. I could see them two walking down the aisle and their relationship going to last. Including to where she feels like Ashley's where Jonathan said that Manuel's not listening to Ashley. I feel like it goes back to like men do need to start listening to their women just like a woman needs to listen to their man when they're talking. It goes both ways because like the other say, respect and love are two-way streets. You want a man to listen to you, but you got to listen to your man though as well. So it works. So I figured like it goes both ways. It goes both. It can't just because you got relationships that are one-sided. You got some that are two. You got relationships that are lopsided as well. So it's just, it's no balance in between that because it's just like you want your husband or your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, whatever, whoever it is that you're willing to marry or be with to like respect you, honor you, you gotta give them that exact same thing. Because
I
you
love
can't
that,
just
Brian.
you can't just because Cynthia Bailey even said you can't just get blood, you gotta get too. You
I
can't just get
know.
it, you gotta give it. So you know
I
only a
thank you,
fool
Brian. I
only a
appreciate
fool or
that.
a hypocrite will want that. Like
I,
will want it to just like be two sided. It can't be like that. It has to be you know
equal.
again
It
as I
has
said,
to be equal. It definitely does. It has to be equal. It has to be an equal playing field. I love that. Aaron said also. She said very true. Communication goes both ways. It does. And you
it's
know
true,
who
it
also
does.
needs to have some communication? Who needs some communication work? This Clayton and Annalie. Clayton and
Ooh.
Annalie, who are
And I'm
trying to
sorry
get
I
their
stuttered a little
communication.
bit. It's just, my first time. Sorry I stuttered a little bit.
You're
It's
okay,
okay.
Brian.
It's
You're
completely
okay.
fine, Brian.
So Annalie and Clayton, and I'm gonna start with Dustin, go over to Jonathan, down to Brian, and then to Aaron in that order. Dustin, tell me your thoughts on Annalie and Clayton. To me, they seem like
Uh,
mama done came out
I
the
got a
closet.
lot to say about this couple,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I feel like they're gonna make it. I really do,
Really?
but I feel like they might make it. I'm not gonna say for sure, but
Okay.
I also feel like they're gonna have a divorce in the future if they do make it,
Oh,
because they can't. She can't speak English. Now, hopefully, she can learn to speak English. But I think I kind of agree with the mother on this part. She doesn't speak any English, so it's gonna be harder for them to have conversations in his English. What we speak English on the panel. Anyway, I do. But she does. They need they need to have more English lessons, or they're not gonna make it because it's gonna be hard for him to understand her, or it's gonna be hard for the mother to understand. So
okay.
I feel like they might make it, but I also feel like the marriage and the marriage might fall apart because they're gonna have trouble understanding each other.
I get it. I get it. Jonathan, your thoughts? Because Dustin said, we speak English on the panel, so at least he does. So, what's the communication? I love Dustin. Jonathan.
I love it as well.
I began to dislike Clayton's mother in this episode.
Yeah.
She rubbed me the wrong way. So you have an issue with the fact that your son's future wife isn't speaking English. However,
Mhm.
he learned Spanish so that he can communicate with her. But you have an issue with this, the fact that they're speaking Spanish out in their room and having these conversations because you don't understand what they're saying. You're not in the relationship, ma'am. So how about you pack up your closet, move on out, find your own place
Woo.
so that Clayton and Annalie can live their life and do what they can do together. Because clearly Clayton has said nothing concerning the fact that she doesn't know enough English. He has
Right.
no issue with the fact that she doesn't speak
Nothing.
English. So
Mm-mm.
I don't see what Clayton's mother's issue is. And then she goes on to say, well, she's making all this food from her native land and I want some burgers. And I go, well, you have hands and you have the ability to cook for yourself.
Right.
Why don't you cook for yourself, Clayton's mother? I'm having so much issue with Clayton's mother and she's turned me off completely. And she's not considering the fact that Clayton is okay with these issues that his mother is having. If he hasn't brought up the fact that she's not making any American food for him, then it must not be an issue. And he didn't even say that it was an issue in this episode. So
Mm-mm.
Clayton is still my favorite male on this show. I love his personality. He's so endearing to me. I just love seeing him on camera. And I cannot wait to see this bachelorette party for Annalie. And the fact that Clayton said no men, no strippers. What made Clayton think he can tell Annalie she can't do something?
Well, he gonna try it. He gonna try it.
Not that girl, okay? Annalie gonna do what she want, okay?
Oh, he gonna try. I tell you, Rob is going to try. I'm gonna pass it down to I think it was going to Brian next. Go ahead, Brian. Your thoughts on Annalie and Clayton.
Well, I feel like Annalie and Clayton are going to have a good relationship. I figure their relationship is going to go strong. As far as to what Jonathan said about the mom, I have to agree. The mom, if you're not involved with your son and your future daughter-in-law's relationship. You need to stay out of it. And just because she's not cooking the American food, like, what's it to you? I hate it when people be so judgmental because, you know,
Difference of culture.
I hate it when
they
that
don't
happens
understand it.
because you know, you see that just brings flashbacks to my head because I've had people who judged me before, you know, just because of how I am, but because of Annalie and Clayton, and because of that mother of Clayton, you know, that's not cool. That's not cool because how dare you judge your son's future wife and you're not involved in the relationship? You need to stop living off your son's life. Go find your own. Stop living off of his. Unless if you have a man of your own, you see. Then again, it's both ways. It goes again both ways. You want your kids to have their happiness, but when you go out to have yours, you know you want your kids to stay out of your relationship, but it's okay for you to interfere in theirs. It's not cool for her to interfere in their relationship and for her kids not to interfere in her. That, like, you can't do that. Don't judge a book by the cover. I think that's the moral of it. Is don't judge a book by the cover.
Beautifully said, Brian. Thank you so much. Beautiful points. Aaron, come on down to you, Aaron, with all these comments in here, Aaron.
Sorry, Jonathan, I was commenting while you were talking.
It's okay.
Because I did not like Clayton's mother this episode, but I haven't liked her so far this season. So I do think she uses her son and she's not caring about what he needs. But listening to everything she says Annalise cooks for herself. Annalise worrying about herself in the kitchen. And at one point she did say she doesn't cook for Clayton, and that bothered me. Clayton is doing everything. He's working. He's making the money for her right now. He's supporting them. He's taking her where she's asking to go. So I am concerned that she doesn't care about Clayton's well-being, especially because she hasn't shown any other signs of being in love with Clayton.
Right.
Even in that car ride with just her and Clayton, she wasn't concerned how Clayton felt about the fight with his mother. She was only concerned what involved her. So that I picked up on too, because it obviously did sound like Clayton was fighting with his mother a little bit in that living room. But she was only concerned about what was said about her. And yes, you can be concerned about what's said about you, but she wasn't then concerned about his feelings or anything like that. That concerns me. I haven't seen any love from Annalise to Clayton. Clayton obviously loves her, but I'm not sure she loves Clayton. And from what we can see, she's already thinking about divorce, and they're not even married yet.
She don't love him.
In the episodes next week, and so I'm concerned about.
Yeah, she said something about. She said,
"Hold on, Dustin. Hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Go ahead, Aaron."
Oh, sorry. When he started talking, I was listening to Dustin. But so I'm concerned that she doesn't love him, and I'm concerned he's going to marry her anyway, even if he doesn't see love back. He doesn't seem to care. He loves her enough that it's like he's blinded that he doesn't see that she doesn't love him.
He doesn't see it, Aaron. He doesn't.
Yes. Go ahead, Dustin, real quick so we can get to this next couple, Citra and Sam. Go ahead, Dustin.
I just want to say that I agree with what Aaron said, but I did see at the end that she does want a divorce, so that kind of she said something about getting a divorce or maybe getting one, so that just kind of shows me a lot of red flags. But that's what I was going to say, so we can move on to the next couple.
Thank you. Y'all say hello to Robin. She's in the chat. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
What's up, Ace Spoon Coon?
I love Robin. All right, so Citra and Sam, you guys. Citra and Sam. Now, I really like that Citra and Sam, they sat down at the table with Sam's dad and the sister, the dad, and all that. And I love how Sam's dad was really giving him, like, she's come in and he's better. Sam felt as though the dad was throwing him under the bus, but I really love that the dad saw that and pointed it out that, hey, you're better that you're with her, because that again is showing his blessings for her to be with Sam. Tell me what y'all's thoughts are. I'm gonna start up there with Dustin and then over to Jonathan, down to Aaron, and over to Brian. What's your thoughts, Dustin, on Citra and Sam?
Well, my thoughts are this: they're gonna have a rocky road if they get married. They're gonna have a very rocky road because if he ends up going to jail, uh, she ain't gonna. I don't think she's gonna be wanting to stay here. I think they're
Mm,
going. She's wanting to go. If he ends up going to jail for his crime or whatever you call this, whatever. If he ends up going to jail for this, she's gonna end up going back with her dad because
mm,
I don't see her. I don't see a reason for her to stay here because she'll be by herself and then work for she can't work for a long time because, like I said before on on my program, and I'll say it again. You are the one that's mostly finalized for her. Whoever does the paperwork are finalized for 10 years. So she's got to get a green card before she can work. So she can't let do anything. Uh, if he goes to prison, she can't really do anything. So I think she's gonna be forced to go back with her dad if he doesn't go to jail.
all right. Thank you so much, Dustin. Jonathan, your thoughts?
I hate to disagree with Dustin, but I feel as though this might be the most successful couple out of the couples that we have left. And the reason why is because I see the most genuine love
I see the
between
love.
Citra
I,
and Sam. Now
I
I will say though, I was scared for Sam when he was talking to Citra's father because he was giving him that look. And that's what made me feel so happy that I'm not heterosexual, so I don't have to have that conversation with some woman's father because will crumble under pressure. I'm not that man, honey. So I'm nervous for Sam, and I hope that he doesn't go to jail. I'm thinking like there's probably not a good chance that I'm hoping he doesn't go to jail because I feel like
hope it
Citra
doesn't either.
really does want to be with Sam. I think Citra brings out the greatness in Sam, and the fact that that Sam's father sees that. He sees the fact that Citra makes Sam a better man. And I love that fact. And again, that's why I see the strength in this couple. So I do think that they're going to make it. I do think that they will have a healthy relationship because this is really the only issue that they've had. But it really shocked me that they said that in Indonesia, one joint will get you
Yep.
5 years.
5 years.
Ooh-wee, that's tough. But
Yes.
I have high hopes for Sam and Citra. I really do.
Thank you. All right, y'all say hello real quick to Mayam Casey. Hello, Mayam Casey. Welcome to the channel. And also Reality with Krista Marie is here, y'all. Say
Hey,
hello. Hey,
Krista.
girl.
Hey,
Hey,
Krista.
girl. All right, so I'm going to come on down to Aaron. Aaron, tell me your beautiful thoughts on Citra and Sam. You're muted, Aaron.
I apologize. I
No
said I
problem.
really like them. I want them to work out. And I do see them having some trouble because he's not responsible in getting things done, but she is so overly responsible. I think they'll balance out. I do
Agreed.
think that going into this because he's already messed up, I think if they do get separated, I worry about that time only because her family could influence her during that.
Mhm.
So that I worry about. She does seem confident in him though, so I love that. She's confident in the relationship and she seems to think that even if he goes away, they will last, they will get through it. And so I love that. And it's 6 months to a year and your whole life, yes, it's long, but they'll get through it.
They
So
will.
I pray for them because I really want them to work out because I see true love from both sides to them. And I love how he's not keeping it a secret when he messes up. He fesses up. When Chitra had him tell her father, he didn't back down. He said, okay, let's do it. Let's go. And he told the truth and he's honest. I really love both of them.
I love that. So I'm going to pass it over to Brian after I read this comment from Robin. She said, this episode made me like Sam and Citra. She said they are determined to follow their own path
Yes.
together. That's beautiful. It is because I was noticing that when they're sitting at the table, Citra did not have the head garments on. Her sisters were all clothed that way, but she was all in her natural way. And I loved it. Brian, tell us your thoughts on Citra and Sam. Thanks, Robin.
Well, I feel like I can agree with both Jonathan and Dustin. The relationship might be a little bit rocky, and I feel like they might make it. But as far as how the man will give the father the look a little bit, usually how I can tell about that, usually when a man gives a dad the look, whether if it's an evil look or something, you can tell tensions are gonna rise in the air and something ain't right. Like either the son-in-law and the father is not gonna connect, or they just don't like each other straight up, flat out, plain and simple.
I love it. Thank you, Brian. Reality said this. She said, if he has a strong support system at home, courts usually take that into consideration. And that's a great point that she brings up, Reality, because he can say, listen, my fiance's father is a police officer in Indonesia. I'm here. I have his daughter here, and I am on the right path. And maybe the judge will have some leniency. It all really depends on that judge and what the laws are and regulations are, and what all the other what do they call them? Not crime, but things against him. Whatever those things are. So listen, I'm not even in my legal mindset right now, but whatever his cases are saying, charges, thank you, Holy Spirit, whatever his charges are, then, it is going to depend on all that. But you guys, I'm going to say this. I think that this couple is going to be well. I think Citra and Sam are going to be okay. Even if he does go to jail, I think she might just go ahead and stand by his side. Prayerfully, it won't. Because y'all know how these shows are. Normally when people say they go into jail, do they really, really go? Because we normally hear about jail when, it's not on the show, but it's in the social media streets.
Right. If it ain't love after lockup, people typically ain't going to jail like that.
Come on now. So I do wish them well. I wish all of them well. I wish that they, everything works out. I cannot wait until the reunion. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about that. So we're going to see what happens.
Oh, the Go reunion ahead, is the reunion is going to be a 2-part reunion.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's coming up pretty soon. I think we got 2 more. I think we got 2 more episodes of the regular season left. And then we have the tell all after that.
All right, great. I love it. Now, you guys, we are switching up some things here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show. I put up some videos that are coming up here soon. Our 90-day fiance conversations and chat that we do are going to now be airing on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mondays at 7 p.m. We're going to start our first show back on February 5th. February the
5th. That'll work.
February 5th. Yes, Justin. February. I had to change up some stuff on the calendar. So next week, we will not have 90 Day Fiance. We're going to recap again back on February 5th. So everything is going to be on our YouTube channel. You can just click your notification bells. You don't have to put it in your calendars. Aaron and I do all this work backstage for you. So all you have to do is click the notification bell and it will remind you when we are live. Okay. And also those of you who want to follow us as we recap Married to Medicine and Housewives of Potomac, we are staying on Mondays, but we're moving our time up to 6 p.m. Okay, Mondays at 6 p.m. And we will start that time slot on February 5th. So this coming Monday, Jonathan, we are still doing Married to Medicine reality chat at 7 p.m. on Monday, the 29th. And then we're going to change the time on February 5th. Okay. Gotcha. We've got a lot going on over here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show, and I'm so excited that you all are a part of it. Again, thank you and shout outs to all of you who have subscribed to the channel. We're almost at that 11,000 mark if we haven't surpassed it right now tonight. Thank you all. Listen, all the subscribers, you are all important to us. We really do truly love you, and we don't take your subscription lightly. We really don't. We really put in work on this channel to give you content and conversations that you enjoy hearing. We also love that we can disagree, but we can do it lovingly. We can still respect one another. We can still love one another, and we can still continue to have conversations here, even with topics that we may have disagreements on. I love you all for being here. Thank you, team. Thank you, everybody, for helping the Juice get to this level. And we're climbing up, you guys. We're climbing. I'm looking at other social media platforms, and I'm like, okay, we're going to pass that number. We're going to pass that number. We're going to pass that number. And we're going to do it all here together. So thank you all for being with this.
Regina, can I say something really quickly?
You sure can.
Brian, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm living for this hair. Someone after my own heart, long hair, don't care. I'm loving it. I'm loving the fit. Thank you so much. You were a joy to have on this evening.
Thank you
Thank
for joining us.
I really
Thank you for joining.
appreciate that, because I mean I've never been on a talk show before. This is my first time ever be on it, and because there are times I thought to myself, what would it be
Where did he go? Brian, where'd you go? Oh, I think his Wi-Fi is acting up. Dustin, go ahead and give us some closing
like?
thoughts while Brian
Oh,
comes back in. Oh, there you go, Brian.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm sorry. You must have some bad weather over there. It went out.
oh
Go
yeah,
ahead,
the
Dustin.
bad. Oh, the weather out here, it is horrible. It is
Okay.
great.
All right. Well, thank you so much
But
again for being here, Brian. I appreciate you, and you're welcome back anytime. We thank you for your content. You wanted to share something else before I throw it back to Dustin?
yeah, I was gonna say I told my cousin on my late Mert side of the family I'm on here, and out of 2023 I have gained a boyfriend because my mom always told me let love come to me, and I just told my man, I'm on here as well, so they're very much
Thank
happy for me. And at some point, I really want to be on Jennifer Hudson's show. I want to talk to Jennifer. I'm glad to talk to you. It's
Yes.
really awesome, and how really just gave you guys examples on how life, marriage, and in fact what Aaron said, marriage is a big two-way street, and and it's a big step too.
Yes.
And because
Mhm.
because I wanted to say something before we moved on, was that some people think when they get married, they think it's just all the honeymoon. It's clearly
Mhm.
not. So after the honeymoon's over, the real work actually begins.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, I love it. Thank you so much, Brian, and we
Mhm.
appreciate you for being here tonight as well. Dustin, go ahead. You had something to say before we log out because
I
I've
do
got
want
to
to say
back
something.
screen work. Yes,
I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank
yes,
Jonathan Speaks. I want to thank everybody for being here, and
yes,
I want to thank Jonathan very much. Jonathan knows that
yes,
I am so grateful for moving the time slot to the new time slot on
yes.
the 5th, and I'm I'm going through a lot right now. So thank you for being there as much as you can, and I do appreciate it very much. As you guys know, I'm still going through a lot with my uncle, and things are taking a turn. So thank you for very much, and thank you for being there.
We continue
And
to
I,
pray for
Anytime,
you.
and I have
Dustin.
gone through a lot as well because, I lost my dad on October 22nd in 2021. He died of that deadly disease we had, COVID, and it really took his life. And my life has been
Uh,
a real struggle without him.
Well, we
yeah,
pray for
My
all of you through
condolences.
this whole thing. Pray for everybody through. Pray for you. Continue to pray for you, Dustin. Always sending up prayers for you, Brian. Appreciate you so much. I know, Aaron, you want to see Brian's belt. I've only got like about 2 seconds. 2 seconds, Brian.
Yes, let's see
2
it.
seconds. This belt that he has on the shoulder. Thank you so much. We're gonna have
It's
Brian on
a
the panel,
DC
and
championship, my first one.
thank you, thank you. All right, you do wrestling, Brian?
Well, I am a big WWE fan, big
Man,
wrestling fan.
I
My
love
little
it.
brother actually got me into it.
I like.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you so much, you guys, for praying for
Thank
Brian.
you,
Thank you,
man.
Aaron. Thank you for praying for Dustin. Thank you, Mayim Casey. Thank you so much for the prayers. Appreciate all of you. You guys have been a blessing to be here tonight. Listen, we don't care what anybody else say. It's really about what God say. And I love how God can connect the right people in your path. People that are trying to destroy you and separate you and have you to sit there waiting for them to be your light. But if you just go ahead and go with God, He's going to give you the light that needs to be shined. And it's going to be the one that does not go out. Just follow God. All
I
right.
wanna
Hey,
say
as long
something.
as
Oh,
you
I
walking with
love
God,
y'all
you always gonna
all
be
for
one step
being here.
ahead.
Thank y'all so very much for being here. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed evening, and we're going to see y'all on the next one. I am rushing because I've got to get to this next platform, and I've got to do
Oh,
some back
it's
end
good to
work.
be on
Okay?
here, and I will be back for the next one, February 5th.
Thank
Believe
you.
me.
All
Thank you.
right.
Thank you. Thank you, Dustin.
thank you, Regina.
All right,
Love
Thank
you
you,
guys.
y'all.
Jonathan.
Have a blessed
Bye.
Thank you,
evening.
Aaron.
Good night,
Anytime, Dustin.
everybody.
Bye
All
now.
right.
Bye.